This episode is a secret third thing.
A secret third
And this
thing.
is because Matt and I have 40 minutes before I have to go. And we're just going to riff. And we're going to talk about, I don't know, it might be solely Highland games. It might be other stuff. Do you have a place you want to start this off on, Matt?
No, not particularly.
No? All right.
I mean, yeah.
Here is, well, then I tell you what, let's talk about where we're at with the Lloyd games.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we're bad business runners if we aren't actually talking about that often.
I had an update for you.
Fantastic. Hit me.
So Haley has decided to buy women's implements because Haley wants women's implements.
Okay.
So we have women's implements now.
Or open women's implements.
We have
Or lightweight women's
have
implements.
A 14, a 21, and she's also buying a master's.
Okay.
A 42, a master's men.
Sweet. And then you guys will have them for the gym if you ever need them, but Haley can train with them. And awesome.
So, and then
I also think we're up to 15 athletes at last count, which is exciting.
I checked that real quick.
I checked it yesterday, but
No,
who knows?
check
Maybe
again.
it's. And we still haven't gotten Patty or Nina to actually get on there and sign up, and they both should be doing it. So
I will harass Patty today.
Yeah.
Patty, give me your money. Give me your fucking money, Patty.
Hold him up by his ankles.
Yeah.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Right.
I think it's in there. Let me look again.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm looking up that thing.
Yeah, this is great content. But yeah, so anyway, I'll talk while Matt is phoning. Last count, we were up to 15 athletes. We have 60 spots open, so we're a quarter of the way full before the beginning of August, which is pretty nice. I hope all of that really translates well onto that mic.
I hope they can hear it hanging from my hair.
While you try and lick your hair in your mouth. It's a good look. You get what you pay for, folks, and none of you are paying us. So yeah, I think that's going good. You weren't able to make it, but I had a little short follow-up meeting with Richard Lloyd the other day. So we picked out a really good spot for where we'll do caber and sheaf and all of the height events over in front of the corn maze, which should end up looking really cool with the hay castle for the kiddos and the corn maze behind it. And that's where we'll be throwing those events. And then distance events out of the horse rink over there, which I've been debating. I'd be interested to see what the public opinion is, because I've only thrown at Penryn once. Could we do the sod option and do it better than Penryn does?
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have to make it that small. We can actually do bigger sod. There's a sod farm in Ashland. We could go buy several rolls of sod.
Yeah, we can also test out things like turf and drop a platform. We can
Turf would be fun. I've never thrown off of turf.
Yeah, me either. But
that'd be interesting.
I know what cleats feel like in turf, and I know that I could,
Yeah, that it isn't impossible.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that idea.
Did we decide if we're doing the shirts or if they are? Did you have that conversation?
We're doing the shirts.
Good. Okay.
So we need to get a certain person who I hear is buying women's implements to also get on a shirt design.
Yeah.
Or I've been looking into getting myself a little laptop so that we could run this more professionally and when we get into video content and all that sort of stuff.
Video content.
OnlyFans coming soon. No,
Only Throws.
That's going to be the name of our website. Is Only Throws.
I like it.
We're 100% going to plagiarize the OnlyFans logo. Just cut out part of the F and
it's just going to be.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Only Throws. That'll be our subscription service.
I've never seen their logo, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I've read about it in a book one place.
Yeah.
So I'll draw the logo, Haley. Screw you, we don't need you. Just kidding. You're lovely. Please do it. I'm so busy and so tired. You sound sad when you talk lately. Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Right.
I hope it's not coming through in the podcast.
I hope we don't sound too sad.
Yeah, not the big sad.
I mean, comparatively, we're truly very happy.
This is some of the happiest times I have is sitting here just talking about bullshit.
You're definitely going to kill yourself.
Oh, 100%. Just maybe not today.
Drink.
No, they only drink when it's a joke.
This is the highlight of my month. Oh, God.
Oh, God, what am I doing?
Where did it all go wrong?
So, but yes, so we need to get on our t-shirt designs for that game. I've reached out to a couple of prize sponsors potentially, and I'm waiting to hear back. So I won't say names just in case, but
because they fall through.
But it could happen.
You don't get the free advertising.
I don't actually run a business, so I don't know. Yeah. But I reached out to some friends, and we'll see what happens because we're trying to make it doable for any of you guys that are able to show up for that.
Whoever wins gets a free tattoo.
That'd be fun. It won't happen.
It's not going to happen.
But it'd be fun. You get like, it's like this big though.
Right.
Like, by the way, I held up about 2 inches with my fingers. 5 inches.
Yeah. That's a prize-winning bass right there.
Yeah. I think it was 9 pounds.
A whopper.
So we're steadily plunking along. Oh, the light's actually on. That's how we know when this is working. There's a light on here, Matt.
Oh,
actually turn on.
That's cool.
Good to know. But yeah, so Lloyd Games prep is coming along. What do you got going on at the gym? Anything fun? Any big strongman competitions coming up?
Our next comp here is going to be Static Monsters, which is a variation of strongman.
That's in the fall, right?
That is October, the last weekend of October.
Yeah, so the weekend after the Lloyd Games. So you have
Correct.
the Lloyd Games, then you'll have Static Monsters.
Correct. Yep.
Are you going to then farm some of the Highland Games people to try and come over here, and just vice versa? Since we're stealing all the strongman people for the Highland Games?
I have 3 or 4 guys that are going to sign up for the Highland Games still.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll convince anyone in Highland Games to come do a max log, max deadlift.
No, it's not a good event for...
But that'll also be,
throwers.
We're just going to throw a rager after or during, because that is the 1 year for our gym being open. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, a whole year in.
That's fantastic.
It's cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Halloween themed too?
It will, yeah. Spooky.
I'm so fucking
Muscle mummies.
in.
Gonna make that into a shirt.
I'm telling you, muscle mummies needs to be.
Yeah, it's gonna become a thing. Haley will get on it when she's.
I know another person now who likes to draw things.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I also draw things. I just don't convert them into digital. So,
I draw.
Yeah. Just big veiny bastards. Real triumphant.
No, I just got a bunch of equipment for the gym. So I'm in the process of rearranging and all that.
That's exciting. You talking about painting? You gonna do a little something? Yeah,
I'm gonna make it look not so garage-like soon. So, I'm gonna paint all of my equipment to match or be vibey. It's gonna eventually look like a gym that's photogenic,
a business,
right?
Yeah.
A business, not just a random amalgamation of shit I've collected.
Just paint everything completely black.
It'll all be
and
black.
Get a bunch of neon signs.
I'm gonna spray paint all the windows black.
That's what. Oh God! Everything at Iron Built is black now. I'm not trashing Iron Built, I guess, but everything is black. It used to be. Right. It was black and white. Which, fun fact, is also the color scheme of several motorcycle gangs in the area.
Mm-hmm.
One of our friends' gyms got a talking to one time by some gang detectives because they thought they were affiliated. And they're like, no, black paint's just cheap.
Yeah.
But everything there's black. And then I went to RVA Iron for the first time the other day, which was very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice gym. It's got just enough of the grungy feel to it with like the concrete floors and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's just black and neon lighting everywhere. It's just black walls. And is that good for people that are aesthetic? Is that what you actually look good taking photos in? Is that where that came
you want
from?
the high contrast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't photograph well regardless. There's no saving this. So
yeah, I don't want to be able to not blame it on the lighting. So.
Yeah. I stay at gyms with completely horizontal lighting, actually, so that when people say I look like shit.
See, we're not going the all black route. We're actually going to make it look like a Cracker Barrel. So start hanging farm equipment.
No. Aesthetic grandma is a great way to go. I love that.
Put up quilts.
If I see an antique on the side of the road now, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah,
like an old wicker chair you can just bolt to the wall for no reason. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. I already have pictures of pigs up on the
wall. We need to, for real, come to my mom's barn. Mm-hmm. I have got dozens of like the old wooden Coke boxes and just all sorts of like random old crap. Have at it.
We'll just scatter it.
There's like old fishing nets and stuff. Just
hell yeah.
We're doing that.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna go raid her barn.
Yep.
And pull out a bunch of old antiques that are not really antiques. We'll talk. Remind me to talk about that after.
There we go.
So many flags.
I think my hand kept on going over, and then
it's fine. I didn't know that it even recognized that. I'm not surprised that it does. I don't learn things about my phone. Well, that'll be a fun aesthetic. That'll be nice.
Yeah, like I don't. We're not like other gyms in any way. So,
which is why I like it. I don't. Yeah. I don't like it when it becomes too much of a thing. Cool. Then we got games coming up. Is there anything else? What's been grinding your gears, Matt? What have you been seeing? Can we talk about the backwards weight throw?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to lead us off?
It's the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna like sit here and name names, mostly because I don't remember.
Would you like to elaborate on what the?
I watched someone set up for a lightweight throw,
Mm-hmm.
not backwards as in right foot where their left would have been, literally full back to the sector, standing almost at the toe board.
Yeah.
And that was how, and it was thrown with like a pivot on the left foot just to have some rotation to it and then go.
Yeah.
And it was the silly, and then it chunked exactly where you think it would out of the sector.
Yeah, they're just doing a standing throw facing the exact wrong direction. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with new people going up and power throwing a weight. Like, have at it. But you should get wrapped. You shouldn't move your body 180 degrees to simulate a wrap, because then guess what? Everything becomes horribly inconsistent and dangerous, and you're going to almost kill people.
I think the part that bothers me the most is that it's not a witnessed or learned behavior. Someone taught them that. Right?
Oh yeah.
Like if you didn't know,
someone said, "Hey, you can't get wrapped. Let's have you do this."
Right.
And then they started doing that, and that is.
I thought I hated the granny throw for teaching new people weights, and then I saw that, and I thought, well,
could be worse.
It could be worse. The granny throw at least isn't that. So you at least won't scratch.
Yeah. Or murder someone. Or
kill
someone.
I
legitimately, we're going to have a game this fall. And if you show up and do something that blatantly unsafe, I'm going to tell you politely to leave.
Yeah.
And then if you don't do it immediately, I'm going to tell you less politely.
You're being pulled aside. Everyone has access to us. You can reach out. Don't do this to us.
Don't. And we say this out of love because we want you to be better.
Right.
It's not that we're just here to bash people, but oh my God.
We will help you. Just please.
Just please don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of my members.
Or how about we're going to make people mad because a lot of people may figure us out here. The proliferation, the plethora, the cacophony of master's classes and subclasses.
Yeah, this will upset people. I don't understand.
It's too much. We've overcorrected.
So here's my issue with it, right? I tried to, and I didn't always have the stance because I was once a child. So I tried to convince my dad to throw with me for years, right, growing up, because he was a good thrower. I wanted to do meets with him. You can go and throw unattached as any athlete, actually, right now. You can go and throw in a college meet at any age. You can just sign up, right, unattached for NCAA athletics. And so I tried to convince him to throw with me for years. He would throw a master's disc. He would throw this and that, it'd be a lighter shot put. He'd be throwing lighter than men's high school implements. He just said no over and over again. And I finally convinced him to tell me why. And his response was, it would break his heart. He doesn't want to see how far he's fallen. Like, if he would go out and he wouldn't throw like he used to throw, it wouldn't feel the same. He'd be throwing,
throw less distance with less weight.
Right? Like when you knew that you were throwing a high school disc almost 200 feet, and you go out there and you throw something lighter, 100 feet as a 55-year-old man or a 60-year-old man. He's probably younger than that when I was trying to have this conversation. A 55-year-old guy. No, like he was good. That would hurt him, right? So I understand doing it as an athlete that hasn't done anything before, and you're just going out and doing it, and you have a hobby, and that's cool. But as an athlete that has been even moderately successful, like I will never do Masters Strongman for the same reason. I won't do Masters Highland Games either. Like I won't. So.
And here's the thing: you can still be involved in. You can become a coach for them. You can volunteer. You can judge. You can stay in the realm, because what makes this really fun is the people and the environment that you get to be around. Right. You can still do that, and not have to compromise that. And yeah.
I just personally, I'll never throw a 42 other than in practice. Like I'll judge, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fine. That's not for everyone. I understand why people do it. They have different mindsets, but like the comparison of look at where I've been and look at where I am now is something that I do struggle with. Like, I have some numbers that, like, I know I will probably never deadlift more than I already have. I'm not deadlifting for the Highland Games, not at least in the same manner that I was. Like, I'm not going to throw on a deadlift suit, ever again in my life. I'm not gonna do those things. So, or wear briefs, or like, I don't know that I'll ever squat 800 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be in the cards, and it eats me up already. And so, watching Masters athletes, I'm bitter, and I always think, well, like they're doing this because they haven't done anything. So,
which is fine. If you found this sport at 40 and started doing it,
it's different.
It's
But like our sport throws a 56. So, and I kind of feel that way about lightweight classes too. And of course, like take this with a grain of salt. I'm high 300 and 6'3". Like I will never be a lightweight. I was over the lightweight men's category in second grade. Okay, so quite legitimately, I was already not a lightweight in second grade. So, and I was taller than most of you too. But yeah. I don't know.
See, I have my opinion on the master's class differs slightly because I'm older than you.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll be turning 32 in 2 weeks.
Sure.
I'll only be 8 years away from it. So old. But so my thing is, if I'm continuing to improve, like I think if my athletic ability doesn't drop, let's say I'm not throwing pro, I would hope to before I turn 40. But let's say that doesn't happen, right? And I just keep throwing as a decent A. And then I turn 40 and I want to throw a master's game now and then so it doesn't beat me up. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I would expect my distances with the 42 to be greater than they would. Like, I wouldn't want the gap to be, I would still want to be throwing at what is good for me. But I could see, like, where someone like your dad's perspective would be, once you hit 55, your body's not going to respond the same way. Like,
so
that curve starts to steepen.
Right. You want it for the one jump.
Vastly.
Right.
You know?
But then what does happen when the 42 starts going less than you were throwing the 56?
What happens when you're 75 and you're throwing a 31 or whatever is your heavyweight?
For me, it's just like, I'm gonna get into disc golf or hiking or arm wrestling, or like, it's just what this sport means to me, what throwing means to me, is something that would demand I not be a master's athlete ever. So, like I don't think negatively of master's athletes. I think it's awesome that they're doing what they're doing. It's very cool. At the same time, like I just personally as a spectator, personally as a competitor, personally as a person, I don't fuck with it.
That is the definition of personally.
Yeah.
As a person.
Yeah, exactly. Not as the Lizard King.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Not as a reptilian.
Do you identify as the Lizard King? Because I've always self-identified as the Crow guy.
I don't know. So, we could do that. The Lizard King and Crow. We put little lizards and crows.
Right.
Those emojis are going after
Get
our Instagram
ready for the patch
this
series. Get your kilt patch. Are you Team Lizard or Team Crow?
You know what? That's something at some point we will reach out to the masses. If we sold like a stupid little trinket to go with the podcast, patches wouldn't be a bad idea.
I like a patch for each of us. We have to make a Chad patch.
It's just like Santa, but with red eyes.
Exactly. Exactly.
We don't even do anything. We just buy Santa ones and we color on them a little, and then we sell them at a markup.
Yeah. Now that I've said all this out loud,
do you feel like a dick?
A little bit. Well, and like truthfully, because if you're training for a world championship in your weight class, that is awesome. I'm not trying to take away anything from you.
Well, we're also talking in broad strokes,
right?
And there is significantly more nuance to all of these issues than we are going to give it credit in the next 20 minutes.
And like on the other hand, the guys that are 60 to fucking 90 that are throwing still, like, good on you. It's incredible. Of course you don't look good. Like, you're 90.
And I think where my issue comes in is I don't have a problem with them doing it or throwing different weighted implements. And this is selfish, and it's going to sound really selfish, and I want you all to know that I hear it when it comes out of my mouth. And I'm putting it on. I'm not a good person for saying this. All I want is for it to get its due regard, right? But I think if you were celebrating that achievement in the same way that you were celebrating Spencer Tyler throwing a lightweight 90 feet, I think that is my disconnect.
The veneration is bothersome for me.
And
then we're not particularly attached to anything. So that's, again, take that with how you will. We are both depressed skeptics. So there's...
At best.
At best, yeah. At worst, we're suicidal pessimists. So... But
yes,
depressed skeptics is a little bit more romantic.
That's my issue. I'm totally fine with celebrating someone in a incredibly advanced class getting out there and doing something that makes them feel good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes,
but I'd rather. But if
you're going to tear
Platnick one turn 90 feet, like
that's my only hang up.
Right.
And because when you see the post or you see someone talking about it, and they just call it a great Highland Games achievement. No, it's not. And
Yeah.
it is great for that person, and that is awesome for that person that they get to go out and do something that they enjoy doing and do it well for what they're doing.
It would be a
but
great...
what they're doing isn't the same.
Here we go. This is where it gets. What those records are Guinness World Records in my mind. Like, they're nifty and they're cool and like, ooh, I have a world record. But like, you're doing something like most pinky deadlifts in a minute.
You've changed it off of the root. It's no longer the same thing at a certain point.
As soon as it's not 28 or 56, or at least if we're trying to have it be a sport that is contended across the board, and we make implements for people because of their age groups, all of a sudden to me it feels like it. Today, on my evening plans is to go and throw golf clubs across a field. I'm being dead ass serious. Like, me and Patty are going to go and break the world record for throwing a golf club across a football field. Okay, so I know what the record is now. I know what Dan Kim just did. I know I can beat it. So that's what we're gonna do, and it feels the same. It's like, well, but that's not Highland Games. It's not track and field. But we're throwing. It's like, yeah, but you're throwing a golf club.
Something that wasn't ever meant to be thrown.
Right. And I'm throwing a golf club that everyone else doesn't have access to. So if you make an implement for someone to throw in their age group, that's cool. But without a governing body to say yes or no, and without like universal adoption, like, first off, it's not even a Highland Games unless that is the weight and everyone agrees on it. But I don't see where that's written anywhere. Like, that's not in NASCA. That's not on any of the websites I've found so far. So, like, can people respond to our podcast?
No, but they can go to the Instagram and DM us.
Please DM me, and like, if this is written out somewhere and I just don't know the rules,
because someone did correct us on that with the points values in NASCA, and explained why they're not actually derived off the current world records.
Right,
and that's because no one's updated it. Good job, NASCA.
And I did figure out what Caber is what it is.
Oh, okay,
because that was the average of the best throws of the. It was the average of the other throws for points for the best amateur. That is, so you can only get the average of your other throws on Caber of that year in 2008. That's why, because they didn't want it worth more or less. They didn't want it to hurt you, but it's just that.
So if you've only ever thrown 12s, you would have 1,000?
No, not of your Caber, of all the other events. The average of his heavyweight for distance, lightweight for distance, stone, open stone, all of those, add them together, divide by 8 was 836. And so it didn't hurt or take away from his score by percentage.
Okay, that's
right.
All right.
But I know. I don't know why you would do that.
But why are we doing that different for one event versus all the other?
I agree. It is strange, but
whatever. Okay, moving on. Sorry.
That's literally what it says on NASCA.
So yeah, if someone has a thing, DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, please. Like, tell me. I'd rather not feel this way about this.
I want to be happy, but my brain won't let me.
It's not me. Or is it? That's the part
I genuinely, I wouldn't mind we have some Masters athletes that have talked about wanting to come on here. We need to figure out how to... Guys, the main reason I haven't had a lot of y'all on here is I'm the one doing the technical side of this, and I do not yet know the technical side of getting remote people on the podcast to a degree with which I'm comfortable asking people I don't know, hey, take 2 hours out of your day because I may mess it up. We're trying to get our toes in it with people that we know first, so that when I do get someone on the other side of the country to set aside 2 hours of their day, I want to treat that with the amount of respect it deserves. So,
you may get an unhinged episode here soon, as I try to record something with Patty and people at Dublin. So we're just gonna send,
without me anchoring this
is gonna send Futrell an audio file.
Do it. Yeah, I was say do it in voice memos. I can upload it to here. That'll be.
We'll see.
If nothing else, what we can do is take clips out of that and use them as all of our intro clips, and it's just insanity.
I'm just gonna get one clip,
but I still don't know what I'm doing. So, still DM us. All right, so we've bitched about something. What is
something positive?
Yeah, I was about to say what's going well.
Find the one thing that's
Yeah. So, oh man, there's so many things in my life going negatively. I'm almost at another birthday, so that's good. I haven't died yet.
This just going to be 3 minutes of silence as we think about the one thing.
Cleaned my gun the other day because I don't want to make it to 32.
Nice. Very good.
Jeez. Yeah. Let's see. Friendships are nice.
Yeah, we're gonna see our buddies soon.
We're gonna see our buddies. I'm making new friends, which is always exciting. That doesn't happen a lot as an
New
adult. I enjoy
friends.
that. Um, what's going well in training for you, Matt? Lightweight?
Oh, everything.
Everything?
Everything's
Good.
going good. Yeah, I mean, there's like all the events I'm training are getting better very rapidly, quickly. It's disturbing, actually. So
I'm very excited for school to be back in session because it will make it much easier for us to
right.
actually throw um, when school is over, quote unquote,
Yeah.
every day. So I'm looking forward to that for that reason.
Yep.
Which is rapidly. So within 2 weeks, I'll be back to regular 3 and 4 day a week practices as opposed to the 2 to 3 days a week that I'm doing right now that are a little less structured. So, but I'm interested to see if it ends up actually helping me to have like a little bit of a break built in because I haven't actually eased off of the gas throwing wise since we got together in the spring. So I'm hoping that the last like week and a half of just more recovery pays off. So we'll see. It could also bite me in the ass. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So that's going well. Your gym's going well.
I just realized I talked wrong about the peaking for ECCs because on the last podcast because that's not fine. The week after Woodstock. Week after Woodstock
it's
is
2 weeks after Woodstock.
Yeah, is Maine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's fine.
It's written out on my calendar. It is. I thought it out when I was capable of thinking.
I still don't know fully how to put together a peaking for throwing other than by feel.
Right.
Which I'm fine with. I think works for me with where I'm at skill-wise for the sport now.
So the peak happens in the weight room still.
Right.
And so it's still just doing your most explosive movements or your heaviest explosive movements a week, 2 weeks before your bigger comps. So
see what I was thinking about this too. It almost for me when I feel like I'd get the most out of like 2 weeks prior to or three let's call it 4 weeks prior to ECCs is the second throws are feeling good and effortless. Stop.
Right.
Like if I go out and even if I set aside an hour and a half to go throw after school that day, and we say, all right, we're going to throw lightweight and sheaf.
Right.
If my first 2 lightweight throws feel good, I'm walking away from it. As long as I keep that's because all I need is 3 good throws. If my body is responding well, and if every time I pick it up it goes decent, then I don't need to hammer. There's no fixing technique, but so close to a big comp. So if something's feeling good, I almost need to leave it alone. I need to stay just on the fringe of it, and just so that I don't forget. But I don't need to. That's what I wanted to do with the heavyweight the other day at Jerry's. I just want to keep feeling it. It's progressing on its own without me hammering the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I don't go more than 2 weeks without touching it.
I like the feeling of speeding up as I recover from a movement and knowing that I have that power. So like for me, when like 10 days out from ECCs, I'm gonna hit a 500-pound bench and a 400-pound power clean, right? So like those are my numbers that I have in mind that I've been working towards. And I know I'll be able to do at least the bench, the power clean. I should be able to do just fine. And I mean a hang clean, not a power clean, but same shit. I'm not gonna drop.
Pretty fucking similar movements.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it off blocks. I'm not gonna pick it up off the floor because I'm lazy. But and like I know what those numbers mean for me as far as throwing a stone. And I only know how to peak for stones and weight throws. Like hammers are going to be what they're going to be. We only have one of them anyway.
That's the worst one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the clean is going to carry over to, the snatch or carry over to the wob and sheaf, but it should carry over to everything because explosiveness. But
I'm also very much looking forward to prior to ECCs. Actually upping my recovery. I haven't gotten a massage all year.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done an ice bath. Like, I've just been letting my body hurt because I need it to adapt. But I'm so looking forward to actually taking a trip and feeling good. Like, I'm sore sitting here.
There's a positive.
Like,
my numbers are actually going up right now as my body weight goes down. I am, in fact, getting stronger, or at least more technically proficient. Hard to tell. I'm getting, stronger and throwing better as my body weight is dropping. So that is a positive. I know I don't sound chipper as I say it, and that's just because I've been tired.
Yeah, no. So that's something I'm looking forward to a bunch. Like I've got it planned out of going to try and get 2 massages between now and ECC.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe one even before Woodstock and then one
Mm-hmm.
before ECC. And then close to ECC, spice in a couple of like Epsom salt baths and ice baths. Just so that like, because I used to, like, my first couple of years into throwing, I would do cryo before a game or two.
Sure.
And like I always felt really nice going into it. Like if I could do that on Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
and I threw Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up feeling good like waking up and going up there Saturday. You know? Like I don't want to do it the day before. I feel too loose right after it.
Yeah.
And I need some amount of tightness, but I don't need it to be the soreness that I've been pushing through. So I'm very much looking forward to a game where I make sure to go in feeling recovered. Not just like throws are technically going well, but actually like, oh, this part of my back isn't sore all the time.
Feeling
or my
good.
shoulder. Yeah, I've almost forgotten what it feels like, and I can't wait.
Yep. I'm really excited for the break after the competitive season.
That'll be nice.
I think for me, my birthday is what may well be my first pro game, and after that, I'm like the rest of November, I'm just sleeping.
See, but for me, the second that my competitive season ends, I'm going into the gym hard because that paid really good dividends over this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the base level of strength that you and some other people have.
Right.
So I don't get the luxury of.
I'm taking at least 2 weeks, and I'm not touching shit. I'm not throwing. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't have the strength to spare to do that. Like I need to. Okay, I'm done throwing. It's fine to be done throwing. I'm cool with dropping my throwing back to once a week.
Right.
But I need to then get into the gym and keep getting in better shape because that'll pay off next season.
Yep.
Like
Next
that's what'll end
season
up being the difference between it, exactly, and doing it healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like, but that'll be the difference between, like, let's say I'm able to end this year as a 6,300 point athlete, ending next year as a 6,700 point athlete. The gym is going to be a
we're gonna
part
have
of
to
that.
push.
Yeah. So,
which
I've lucked out. I've never horribly pushed
Mhm.
anything in this sport. Like, I practice consistently, but it's never been like I'm not sacrificing anything. You know, it's been just regular work.
Yep.
So, to a degree, I'm looking forward to a heavy push in the off season and all that. Like, that'll be nice.
Yep.
But it's also going to suck a little.
Also, if you're thinking of points and saying, "Wow, 400 points in a season, that's a lot," it's not. Okay. It's a lot eventually, but if you're
a newer thrower and you're going from 4,000 points to 4,400 points,
right,
you're gonna have a fine time.
Right, like that 10%, you can absolutely do that, and the better you get, like on one hand, every inch gets harder after the first inch, right? Like it is harder to get that much better. At the same time, it's such a lower percentage of the work that you've already put in that like it kind of stays the same in my opinion. Like my first year I was a 6,000 just over 6,000 point athlete, and second year I was a 6,680, and so that was 600 plus points in a year. This year I'm already up 420, hell yeah. And
you shouldn't progress at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I should
if you come up 69 points.
Right. Exactly. I should be able to, I think, finish, in the 73 range. If I have a lot more games, so I have plenty of time to, if I don't PR anything off of what I'm throwing in practice and I just throw what I'm throwing in practice, I'll be fine to hit 7,300 plus this year. But and then I get to throw the heavier bag next year. Woo!
Ooh.
But I have to get more points on Caber, so it doesn't matter.
Honestly, when we threw the 20 the other day at the school,
yeah,
it did not feel as bad for me as it has in years past.
Right.
It actually felt fine. Yeah. I didn't hate it. Which again, shout out to being in the weight room very, very consistently over last year.
I'm not stressed about throwing the 20 at all. First off, I can feel it better. And secondly, like my best sheaf throw is 31. I've had the height for 33. You know what I mean? Nothing insane there. But my best 20 throw is like 28, 30. Yeah, 20. Yeah. Somewhere in there. Like it's
not horribly far.
It is very comparable. Because I am strong, right? So
well, it's because
I'm moving
sheaf throw is based on strength.
Yeah, I'm moving it the exact same way every time. So yeah, I put it over my right foot and I jump and it goes up. So
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That could just be it. That's a nice little short one just to have. We'll drop this sometime after Ohio.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
And this is the first time these mics have actually worked. So hopefully this comes off nice and clear.
Yeah, we'll see what we sound like. You're actually hanging from my hair right now.
Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you feel his lips bumping into you every time he talks?
Spider.
Or pear test.